welcome to Nero's last hard mission in the game to S rank. So this is mission 15. This is both Hell and Hell and Dante Must Die. Now I never go for the spikes. If you're good enough to dodge the spikes, go for the spikes. You will skip these encounters, especially on Hell and Hell, where these encounters are annoying. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, on Hell and Hell you do not need to do these encounters. I failed the jump here because I wasn't very proficient at jumping. Nero can triple jump and his air taunt pushes him forward a little bit, so because of that he can actually make the jump there no problem. But this first room is not too difficult, it's just not required because this is Hell and Hell. You're not Hell and Hell. The strategy for this is actually pretty easy. It is, oh yeah, and I broke my arm there like an idiot. So this it goes to show how confident I've become in my Nero gameplay, that I can just break an arm, have rack time. I know that I'm gonna be using rack time in a required battle and I can't break it. So and I still decide to take on this room when I could have skipped it anyway. And I need to no damage this mission, but yeah, if you can skip it, that's the best case scenario. We need to skip these first 3 encounters if you can. I usually so I fell over there and I already fell a little bit too high, but even then a little bit too low I mean, but even then I can skip this. Now you don't need to shoot that bat, you just need to make this jump and then you're out of the room. This is the first actual encounter and I need rack time for this guy. Coming up here I'm going to rack time and buster arm him, this dude right over here, because he is very annoying, and if he does that, what I recommend is Devil Trigger. Devil Trigger will get him out of that, and then you can grab him and buster arm him. And with him grabbed and buster armed, the easiest solution here would have actually been to have Gerber and launch a fully charged Gerber in the air. It would take down these enemies so fast it wouldn't even be funny, but these are normal enemies. This is Nero we're talking about. I just spin them around with punchline. Even if it's not the most, it's not the best way to clear this. Like Gerber would have been way better than this. Gerber would have been so much better than this. In fact, my arm selection here is really bad for this room in particular. But I don't know, I'm just not worried about this mission on Hell and Hell. This is actually a first for me at this point, because usually Nero missions are very stressful, but I guess I've just gotten used to playing Nero to the point where I don't feel stressed anymore playing him. And yeah, I'm just gonna no damage and no continue this on Hell and Hell. And for the next upcoming fight, I do need to make sure that I take them out very fast. You can walk past these guys. I don't go the other direction. A lot of people just break that wall. I find no reason to break that wall because you'd have to break this one as well, and you can just go around it and jump past those guys. They've never attacked me. And I usually one-shot these guys. How you do that is a fully charged shot here to the back, usually alongside another shot, just takes the shield off, and then buster arm kills it. And now I'm just gonna rack time for Helter Skelter. Would have been better, Helter Skelter, to get rid of this armor. Instead I'm just going to use the DT in order to break the armor and then buster arm him to death, and that kills both of them. Helter Skelter would have been faster there, so if you want to go faster, Helter Skelter that and buster arm, but that combination, 2 buster arms, usually takes those things out. And now I'm going to be switching my weapons because I need to Ragtime, Buster Arm, the upcoming Judica. There's a Judica fight upcoming. A very annoying enemy for Nero at the very least. Like, he needs to be one shot. He needs to be destroyed. He needs to be taken out of here. So I usually have Ragtime at the ready. If the Judica is mid-animation, just Devil Trigger in order to get him to go up and then Buster Arm him. You will kill him. This is a death on any difficulty. Buster Arming the Judica. And I usually have a Buster Arm for this guy as well. And another Buster Arm because there's actually two of these brutes that I want to Buster Arm. And now I'm just running around trying to find the boot while keeping the rest of the enemies off screen. It is not a good strategy. In fact, I do get a better strategy, which is Ragtime and then Buster Arm. So I would recommend just having a Ragtime before the Buster Arm, because now I'm just running around like an idiot trying to find where the brute is while keeping the rest of the skeletons off screen. Yeah, so it's quite literally very funny. I didn't realize that this was my funny round. Nero, how to be funny. This is quite literally, but I think I do get sick of this and just destroy the Buster Arm, because I'm way better at just spamming the whatchamacallit, the punchline, and getting rid of them like that. And unfortunately the brute was right there. Like, if I had realized that, I wouldn't have taken out the Buster Arm. But yeah, it's better to just Ragtime and then Buster Arm the brute, and then you're left with two skeletons that you can take out however you want. I am going for no damage and no no continuous, so I don't really care about score, which is why you're seeing me just play my usual game without any like score multipliers like taunts or air taunts or anything fancy like that. I'm just playing my usual stupid way, because I'm not interested at the very least. And by the way, just so you know, if you have Ragtime there, you will help Dante if this is the playthrough. Just as an FYI, if you Ragtime there, you will help Dante with his Judica fight, because that Judica will also be Ragtimed. Like, I've had this happen so many times and I love it. Like, it makes life so much easier as Dante. So definitely recommend that strategy. Now for this coming up fight, I don't know why this boss is so much easier on Hell and Hell and on any other difficulty except for Dante Must Die. Like, I feel like this is the same with the V bosses previously. This is just a nightmare on Dante Must Die. I can no damage this boss on any other difficulty except for Dante Must Die. I don't know why. Like, the amount of damage that she takes is insane. And what I usually do is I wait for her to come out of her teleport, send punchline at her, and shoot her with my charged gun. And timing these is going to give me a lot of damage. Then the boss is gonna get stunned as soon as the boss gets stunned. Like, it tries to go into its little blue berserk stage, but it gets stunned. And as soon as it gets stunned, I just destroy a punchline, and I start using. And I was really bad there, because I should, instead of Ragtime, I should have had two overtures and Buster, because I managed to get this bird into into berserk stage, but somehow I shot it down. No, I didn't somehow shot it down. It was because of the it was because of the explosion from overture that stunned it back, and so I was able to use Buster Arm on it, did a good amount of damage. And now I'm just gonna punchline it until punchline and shoot it from a distance until it goes down again. Then I can Buster Arm it. I don't know why this boss is harder for me on Dante Must Die. I can't explain it, because the moves are very similar, but you see the berserk stage just doesn't stick around, which is the thing that I think kind of sort of kills my Dante Must Die run. But on this one, like, she usually hits me with the berserk stage on Dante Must Die, which is why I cannot for the life of me no damage it. And here, if I would have had another overture, she would have been dead. So FYI, I have another another explodey thing before the boss, or if I had two explodey things before previously. And as soon as she does this, I mean, she is super dead because I have DT. As soon as she gets out, all I need to do is get in close, but I don't remember if I get in close this time because I don't need to, because I have punchline and I have my guns and she's almost dead. Yeah, but I could have just DT'd her to death. Like, it goes so easy on every other difficulty except for Dante Must Die that I just don't consider this boss. I can no damage it, no problem, on any other difficulty, but on Dante Must Die, which is what you're gonna see now, I can't no damage that boss. So that means I have to go for style. I have to no continue and go for style, which is not cool. So here's me doing this. Nope. Nope. No, I didn't. Never mind that. No, I didn't. I almost got the successful jump there. I know I got it. I had like recordings of the successful jump, but I guess those weren't the successful playthroughs. Doesn't matter. This room is not required in any way, shape, or form, and you can just jump with the lizards, propel you up, enemy step, and continuously pull them up until you're on the platform. So you don't actually need to take these lizards on, but if I get stuck in a room, I just usually take it out. And here I'm trying to be stylish, so I'm doing my air taunt for no reason because I actually am going for style point to this time around. So I actually have to get a decent number of style, even though it's like I'm still spamming the same 3 attacks over and over again. Because this is not the fight that I would want to go for style. I would have preferred to skip this room, but hey, I didn't manage to, so I'm just gonna take advantage and try and get some style points. And I didn't even get enough style points, so again, I should have just skipped this room, but I didn't manage it. But yeah. Now I'm going to try and skip the second room, and I do believe that I get the skip from what I remember. Yeah, because you can just skip. Yep, did a pretty nice skip there. Love that. Now this room, a lot less skippable. I actually prefer this room because it has some pretty easy enemies, a couple of bats that don't do that much, so I can kind of sort of style my way on them, but I can't exactly afford to lose many resources on this because of the next room. I actually do want, for the required room, I do want to end it with a lot of points. So what I instead end up doing is grabbing the last enemy, because there's only 2 bats here, so if you take out the other bat, you know that this bat right over here is going to be this bat right over here is going to be the last enemy before the next wave spawns. So what I actually do is super taunt, get rid of the bat. That gives me a lot of style points. And with those points, I get rid of the bat, and now the other enemies pop in. And I'm just gonna punchline this man. Punchline this man for the triple S and spin them around. And I am trying to Gerber in the air. It's a little difficult for me, so be patient. I will do it eventually. Because it is my point to Gerber in the air. Like, I do have those free whatchamacallit. I do have those free breakers in particular for this room. Because it's easier, I would say, to style on these enemies than it is on the next one. But I do like the next room also because it's a Gerber room. It's very small and very enclosed. So I can just take the next room out and have a lot of style points left to spare. But yeah, I was trying to maintain the triple S as much as possible, but when I don't diversify my moves, it usually happens. But yeah, now I'm at 5,000. Okay, so that's basically what I want from this room in particular, and from those free breakers. I want to super talent. I want to get a lot of points so that I can start with a good base going into this required room. And here I want to try and be as diverse as possible. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to grab this man. He's refusing to cooperate with me because of course he is. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is the playthrough where I actually didn't manage to do this room as well as I would have liked, because Gerber should have been done in the air. Didn't manage to do that. They broke my arm. It was quite amazing. But I can still do some pretty good damage to them, and Helter Skelter is pretty nice for this room as well. Now I'm trying to take out this man because I don't want him to do too much damage for me, and as you see, I did take damage. And I didn't mind all that much as I took damage, because this is not a no damage playthrough, because I can't no damage the boss. So it's no point for me to struggle with no damaging the rest if I can't no damage the boss. And the behemoth is still alive because it wants to be difficult and is trying to do that big ass attack to do a lot of damage to me, but I don't want it to do it. Like, I'm trying my hardest to avoid that attack. Not doing good. Doing a pretty good job actually up until now, but I'm fairly sure that I never allow it to do that attack. Yeah, because Nero can just grab it. That's the best part about Nero. Like, Dante does struggle with this thing because it just likes running away from him so much, but Nero can just grab it. And the grab will stun it for a little bit, and then you can just continuously go after it and try and grab it. Yeah. So I got past that. Even though they broke my breaker, I still am above 5,000, and this is my goal for this mission. I need to stay above 5,000 style points. So now for this upcoming fight, you will see Helter Skelter there. There's the two behemoths, I believe. I'm still skipping over these guys because nobody likes them. It's hard to style on them. Most of the breakers can't catch them, and they're annoying. Like, they are sponges for bad style points, I would say. At the very least, in my personal opinion. So what I want to do here is get rid of one behemoth pretty fast, which is why I have Helter Skelter equipped. I am just gonna Helter Skelter it, and then I'm going to try and do something different. I'm trying to do as much damage with as many breakers as possible, because this fight, if I do my usual strategy of getting rid of these guys super fast, I find that it just destroys my style points. So I drop by 1,000 points, which is stupidly bad. And because it's so stupidly bad, yes, I'm trying to showdown here. You are seeing correctly that I am not managing it, because of course not. It's me, what can I say? It's amazing, but don't worry, I have some breakers to save my ass from this disaster. I have a couple of breakers to save my ass from this disaster, but yeah, I need to be above 5,000 style points, and I find that this fight, more than anything else, is the fight that essentially just tanks and plummets my style, which is why you will see me use, I do believe that I use Punch Arm, and then, because there's no reason to keep Gerber for anything coming up. But yeah, you will see me break a lot of breakers here, use a lot of attacks, because I need to keep my style points high. So I can't just one-shot these guys like I would normally do, because it does nothing for me in essence. It does nothing for my rank, it does nothing for my style points. I lose too many points on them, which is why I'm trying to be as varied as humanly possible. And I'm going to break, yup, definitely gonna break that on him, because I need the style points, I need the diversity, I'm gonna break Gerber there as well. And yeah, that's gonna give me 200 points to play with for the next fight. Now, the next fight is also a style destroyer. The Judica is amazing. There's a lot of small fry enemies that don't allow you to style too much on them because they die too fast. Amazing. Love it so much. I had to restart, I believe, 4 or 5 times here because either the Judica was not cooperating. I don't even know how I managed to break rack time at one point. It was such a weird thing before I got to the Judica, but yes, I'm still gonna take out the Judica first because the Judica is gonna kill my style, so I can't let the Judica here. And if your Devil Trigger doesn't get the Judica stunned, you can just hit it a couple of times and it will work out. And here I'm gonna be breaking all of my breakers. I need to. These guys just give nothing in terms of nothing in terms of style. They are absolutely terrible. This is like terrible enemies, and I need to get rid of one of these guys because if they hit me one too many times, I am just gonna have a bad time because I get my style destroyed if I get hit one too many times by them. So I'm trying my best to be as diverse as humanly possible with this, and you will see that this bastard survives, which of course he does. Why wouldn't he? He's so amazing, I tell ya. He's like the best of them, surviving for so long, murdering my style, murdering my chance of having a good run here. Those roots, man, those roots usually kind of start to destroy the stage for me, because I do have to be very diverse here, and I need to not lose more than 200 points. I need to stay above 5,000 in order to be able to S-rank the stage with the no continue bonus. Otherwise, I quite literally reset here. Even with 200 points to spare, I've had so many runs where I've reset here just because these dudes are not cooperating with me. They are murdering my style way too much, and I don't like it. But this was the actual good one where I did stay over 5,000. That's when I knew, yes, I was done. And by the way, that's Dante over there. So yeah, again, if you do the rack time there, you will save Dante's ass, especially if you're for the next mission, for the mission coming up. It is best case scenario for Dante if Nero does rack time there. Now going into the boss fight, what is my goal here? My goal here is to survive the boss, and it gets very dicey for me. I actually did die. I reset this boss quite a couple of times. This boss does get very dicey for me, and I don't know why on Dante Must Die it is so difficult. I don't know, because the strategy is mostly the same. You will see a more improved version of what you previously saw. But yeah, it's still just punchline and my trusty gun. And I still, as soon as she comes out, I throw punchline at her. Does good damage. Throw my gun. It is the same strategy as ever. Nothing is different here from Dante Must Die to any other difficulty, except that when this phase hits, I don't know, it feels like she gains armor or something because she hits me every single time and for so much damage. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know why and how I can dodge this so easily on every other difficulty and I can't dodge it on Dante Must Die. I don't know. But it's kind of crazy. And now I want to rack time and showdown. I want to rack time, I want to showdown because I mostly just need the damage. The reason why I didn't go for her there is because I saw that she was getting up. So I couldn't afford to go for there. for her there, which is annoying because that's the reason why I personally found that rack time there is a little risky. I've seen people stun her with rack time and then still have time to grab her with Buster. I don't know how they do that. Don't ask me how. I've never been able to do that. It's quite something. And she is pretty far away, which is how I prefer her to be in the Berserk stage. And I got Rawhide from V. I heard that there's a funny interaction with Rawhide and this boss. I haven't been able to find it, even though I do bring that weapon to this boss quite a lot. I haven't been able to pull it off. I don't know what the interaction is. But yeah, apparently there is a pretty good interaction here. And by the way, she's not stunned here. If you can see her, she is actually not stunned. It's just the bird. This boss can... If you see her black like that, that's when she is stunned, but then the bird gets up and now none of them are stunned. So that usually kind of sort of gets to me because I basically lose a lot of damage and I didn't manage. I don't think that Rack Time Showdown makes up for the deficiency that you have in damage when it compares to Buster arming her. Buster, I feel, does so much more damage to her that it's actually way more advantageous from what I've seen to just double overture, so bomb her twice and then Buster arm her. I've been able to consistently grab her in that case, so if I bomb her twice and then I Buster arm grab her, I've been able to do that. The only enemy that I've been able to consistently overture 3 times is Virgil. So with Nero, I've not been able to do that. Like most of the other enemies don't seem to just stick around enough to the point where I can do that with Nero. I don't know. I've seen people do it. I don't know how they do it. I've seen people Rack Time Showdown and manage to free 3 times overture and then Buster arm enemies. I can't do that. And when she does this, I just go up to her and start beating her because you can beat her out of it. And now I don't have a Buster arm, which is super annoying because of course I broke one of the Buster arms without actually doing damage to her. Very annoying because now you see how little damage I did without the Buster arm. Granted, she's in Devil Trigger, so she takes even less damage from me now, but I find that missing the Buster arm damage is more damaging to my actual... And she just went berserk there. She literally just went berserk and started charging me, which is crazy. Like, this fight gets crazy on Dante Must Die. She doesn't do that normally. I've never seen her do that normally, and I lost so much HP that I genuinely thought that I was in danger of dying because yeah, she starts jumping on top of me. Really annoying. Really annoying. I've never had this much trouble with this boss on any other difficulty. I know that for Nero this is his highest HP boss, you know, like for Dante that's Cerberus. For Nero it's this one, and V I don't believe has one that has this amount of HP. I do feel like it's 15,000 if I remember correctly. It's a lot. It's a lot compared to most. Like Virgil has less health than this on Dante Must Die. So yeah, this is the tankiest boss that Nero has to deal with. And yeah, that one, I can't believe I dodged it. I was so happy. So now I just double triggered and decided to risk taking her out. But yeah, I just needed to survive this boss fight and not lose my no continue, and then I got the S rank. But yeah, a little dicey, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.